Well, let's dive deep into a very phenomenal topic and the very core of foundation right now. To do the honors of talking, we have industry pioneers and leaders sharing their key insights and perspective. Let's welcome them one by one on stage. First and foremost, for our very panel, I will now request Mr. Rupesh Mehta, Senior Vice President, Information Technology, Tata AIA Life Insurance, to join us on stage. And let's welcome him with a huge round of applause, everyone. Joining the fabulous panel is Abhitosh Pandey, Head Digital Business Unit, Zurich, Kotak General Insurance. Can we have a huge round of applause for him as well? Joining us is Deepak, Senior Vice President and National Manager Fraud Resilience, HDFC ERGO General Insurance. Can we have a huge round of applause? Joining the panel is Head Claims Data Analytics and Automation, Mr. Nitin, Mandge, Tata AIG Life Insurance Limited. Joining us is Mr. Alok Singh, Head IT Infrastructure and CITSO. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? Ageas Federal Life Insurance. Joining this dynamic panel is Gaurav Saxena, Chief Distribution Officer, Bank Assurance, Aditya Birla, Sun Life. Can we have a huge round of applause? And like any panel would have been incomplete without the moderator, he shall be navigating the roadmap ahead. Please welcome Krishnanand Menon, Business Manager Insurance, NTT India Private Limited. I'll also request everyone to please be seated according to the screen so that everyone around here can identify and have a great connection while they have a Q&A session with all of you.
Good morning, ma'am. And I think it's a wonderful introduction, and thank you, esteemed panelists, for taking time out. My name is Krish, as the lady introduced me, right? And I think when I look at the set of panelists, what comes to mind is we couldn't have asked for a better set of representation, right, across the industry. We got captains, industry captains in insurance, ranging from, Rupesh sir, who heads enterprise applications, to distribution, and then, we got infrastructure represented as well. So I think at the end of the panel, we would kind of emerge with what AI looks like, right, in terms of impact areas across customer experience, claims, risk and resilience, and, in terms of infra and cybersec, right? So, and like, the honorable lady just mentioned, right, we are sitting at an inflection point for insurance today, right? I think for long, the industry has been a financial safety net, right, for consumers and for, countries alike. But with AI coming, I think we're going to see a radical shift in terms of how AI is going to reshape these fundamental, aspects that we're familiar with in insurance. So, without much ado, let me begin by asking you, Gaurav, right? I think distribution represents a very significant cost lever in insurance, right? How do you see AI, reshaping the canvas of distribution? Now, we could take examples like, lead factoring, agent augmentation, hyper-personalization. So how do you see that journey towards better distribution, or being AI augmenting the whole distribution canvas?
Thank you for the question, Krish. I think this is a very interesting question because it cuts across to the heart of the industry at this point in time. When you look at distribution, it's a very human-centric as well as cost-centric distribution network, which is prevalent today in the entire life or a health insurance, or maybe in terms of general insurance as well. So entire insurance industry, we have a huge cost which is associated with because of human beings and because of the way we are structured. At this point in time, I think it is the cost is as high as about 20 to 30% of the premiums which a customer pays. So there is a need to relook at what and how things have to happen going forward. So I am today very excited about artificial intelligence because artificial intelligence will not replace the agents, but it will replace tasks. And organizations which are in a position to manage the upper funnel of tasks in terms of prospecting, or maybe in terms of training, or maybe in terms of providing the code to an individual, alongside the human connect of an advisor, would be in a position to really move forward. Just to give you examples, and as you rightly pointed out, that today what is happening is organizations are increasingly adopting propensity as a model. What AI actually is doing is helping the organization and agents to do the prospecting well through a methodology of prospecting, and in most of the organizations it is actually started calling pre-approved sum assureds, or maybe offers which an AI or maybe the whole agentic AI is able to position the offer to the customer. So what it solves for is, it solves for a better conversation with the customer rather than having a conversation which is not directed towards the needs of that individual. The second point is in terms of augmentation, and when you look at the augmentation in the industry today, the augmentation is taking shape. There are tasks which are clearly getting defined for an AI, and there are tasks which are getting defined for the individuals or maybe the agent. So just to give you an example, there are models today which are available wherein an agent which is going and prospecting the customer. During the conversation, there is a data enrichment which happens. During the need analysis, AI tools are able to tell the agents the right product and the fit for that individual. So there is a lot which is happening on that context, and AI, I am sure, as we progress and as AI starts learning, we would be in a better position to provide those individual offers. Apart from that, there is a huge trend in terms of hyper-personalization. And in hyper-personalization, the industry is moving towards creating individual codes, providing individual underwriting options, giving specific approvals on various different age and various different health conditions. So overall, when I look at hyper personalization, it is today at a start point, but in the next couple of years, it's going to be very, very personalized. Like in case when you look at motor insurance today, when you look at health insurance today, you have disintermediation which has already happened. So this disintermediation has helped the organizations to provide for hyper personalized offers to the customers, which is now going to start coming in the life insurance industry. So if you ask me today whether AI will replace agents, whether agents will not adopt AI, I think in my opinion, it is a coexisting thing wherein AI is going to do the top of the funnel task, and agents are going to do more tasks which requires trust and personalization.
Yeah, thank you, Gaurav. I think immense insight in terms of like what you just explained. And what I would take away from your brief that you just spoke about would be aspects like hyper-personalization you mentioned right now. So that gives me an excellent cue into asking Abhitosh about the whole customer experience spectrum, right? I mean, so when you talk about, say, agents, human in the loop, models, AI, so from a data democratization standpoint, Abhitosh, I mean, this definitely would place an onus in terms of how streamlined your enterprise data is to support these multiple journeys that are being triggered by the agents and by, AI models, right? What would be your point of view in terms of ensuring that the organization has a proper data process in place to augment this thing?
Right. Thanks. Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Krish. Interesting question. AI is changing insurance every day in very, very real way. I mean, whether it's a customer who had a motor claim, what are the next steps to that? What is the hospitalization risk in health? Making commercial underwriting sharper by understanding the risk and giving solutions to the underwriter in terms of how the risk should be managed. So now tech is not only for tech's sake, it's about making protection proactive, personalized, and useful. For us, democratization of data is about all the departments across the organization, whether it's a claims department, distribution, customer service, ops, product, digital, they all have the same view of the customer truth. Till very recently, data was owned by a particular set of people in the organization. There used to be a data analytics team, a BIU team, or the finance team who used to own data, right? Right now also, they continue to be the custodians of data, but now data is co-owned by all the across the organization, all the teams all put together. Everybody has a view of data, and what AI is doing is that personalizing the view of what each team should be seeing on that side of it, right? So like what Gaurav mentioned, agent should use or should see a nudge based on claims data of the cohort that he or she is engaging with and recommending the right product or add-on for the customer rather than doing a meaningless pitch to a customer. So making it personalized for the customer, but it's coming from the data that has been in the system across the organization for years, using that. Earlier, for health or for life, it was very easy to decline a risk which was, so to say, a substandard risk, right? Now, using AI, using engagement platforms of the AI, it's about not shocking the customer with a premium, but actually working with them in terms of how the prevention can be better and how can you provide the protection to the individual. So across each of these segments, it's about using data, it's about understanding what the customer wants, and then taking it forward to the customer.
So I think great point, Abhitosh. And what comes to my mind, right, because my day in the life is interacting with leaders like yourself. So common problem that people have come out is that how do you ensure that the journey is being captured by the agent, the direct to customer interfaces, the channel, right? So I think it's given to a propulsion of journeys being generated, customer journeys being generated. So how does the customer get how do you as insurers get a 360-degree view of the customer for you to be able to personalize on the hyper-personalization that Gaurav just spoke about? So how do you see the industry tackling that whole conundrum?
So, well, a lot of things are happening in terms of personalization, but and there's a thin line in terms of being personalizing an experience for a customer or kind of intruding into their personal spaces. But what's important is to look at what the customer wants. Each one of us as consumers, we want a personalized experiences, right? We want to be known that, okay, I have done a transaction with you. You should know my preferences. If I had a claim in the past, you should give me, in my next experience of claim, you should nudge me to a hospital or a garage where I had a good experience. If my NPS score was bad, your claims team should not nudge me to that particular service provider. So it's about different aspects of data which we have across life cycle of the customer and even beyond that. And taking that all together and using it, like what I said, data is co-owned. It's available to everybody. But using AI to personalize what I, as a digital team, see, or say what distribution will see or what a claims would see. So each of these has to be relevant and it has to be useful to the customer. Many times what happens is that we put too many options to the customer without knowing his or her preference, and that leads to dishonest.
Sounds very familiar. So I think too too much of stress on claims is what I heard, and I think that leads into a nice segue into my next question to somebody who's kind of managed or handled claims all his life, Nitin, right? So Nitin, truth be told, I think you had me when we first spoke on the line saying that claims is the actual moment of truth. I mean, we could say all that we can good about the insurer, but unless the claim settlement happens in a very frictionless way, right? End of the day, you have a very dissatisfied client. So from the way you have been helping things across the industry, especially on claims analytics, how do you see the influence of AI transforming the claims journey, fraud, reducing fraud, so on and so forth? Yeah, your view on that.
Sure. Thanks, Krish. So definitely, you rightly said, the claim is the moment of truth. And I think that's the time when the promise is tested, what you have given to the insured at the time of selling the policy. And the customer can forget how the policy journey was, how smoothly he has bought the policy, but he will never forget how he has been treated or handled at a time of claim. So just to give a context before I come to the answer of this, traditionally how the insurance has been handled, that there are a lot of manual processes, there are a lot of documents which we have to go through, there are a lot of field visit kind of things which happens, and then you have to go to investigation report, survey report, going through, reading it out, and that lot of queries, feedbacks, and it's like a longer time. But I think here the AI plays a very important role. So whenever I talk to my team within the company, and whenever we work on any project, so I always explain them this with a 3I approach. Okay, how the 3I should be, whether it's a data analytics or whether it's an AI implementation within the company. So the first I stand for intelligent document processing and automation. So as I said, in a traditional way, we have to go through each and every document, but currently with the help of AI era and kind of readability and interpretation what AI has, you can read hospital bills, documents, survey reports, and it can give you an interpretation in such a way that it can reduce a lot of time, what time you spend into reading those documents. Even it can correlate between different documents. Usually in our companies, the department work in silos. So what underwriting has done on underwriting papers, what the policy wordings are there, and when the claim document has came, is there any policy history of the insured, and what he has stocked into the customer care while inputting of the claim. Now with the help of AI can read all of this, interpret it, and give it a summary in the form. Because you do not have to go back and forth for doing that. So it is more on the document side. And on the automation side also, definitely, as I've seen in the industry, one of my friend who had a policy from last 7 years from a company, and after 7 years he has filed the first claim, and it has to go on through a lot of tedious process. With the help of AI, with the help of customer history and the data, you can analyze what kind of customer he is. So whether he should be fast, it should go to the fast processing queue, it should take time, or it should go for an investigation kind of thing. So that AI agents can help to prioritize your claims based on the customer behavior and history. So this is something is an intelligent document processing and automation. The second I, which I always tell my team, is about the intelligent analytics. So I think when the industry started, we are full paperwork company where we have to investigate each and every claim into the field. And then came the automation where the company has built up into the business rule engines where they have made some kind of validations, rules within the system. And then the era came of the machine learning where the companies has used statistical model, but it was in black box. It tell you what happened, but it will never tell you why it happened. So I think AI is playing that role in why it has been happened. It can go through a document, it can go to the variables, and it can come up with the thing, why this thing, why the system, why some analytical or statistical model is telling it yes. So I think that's where the analytics, there are various kind of analytics, but I am taking from the context of the fraud analytics, what is happening. And the third I which comes in my mind is the informed and delighted customer. Because if you go to these two first processes where you have automated the documents, you have automated the queues, and your analytics is in place. So the customer do not have to wait for their claims. Even nowadays customer interact with the company through various omni channels. So he is calling the call center, then he is submitting document from the websites, then he is opening the app to see the status, then he is talking to the chatbots with the company. So with the help of AI, and usually what happens when the customer goes to a lot of omni channels, and when he calls a call center or a claim user, he does not have an idea what he has done into all this omni channels. So I think AI can play a role over there where it can go through all the communication, what he has done through the email, through the call center, through the web apps, and give it a concerted view to the claim user also, so that he can talk to the customer in such a way which makes the customer delight. And yes, last but not the least is the queue, the prioritization, the hyper-personalization, what the sir has said, that even in the claims, we can do the hyper-personalization of the claims. Okay, what kind of a background a person comes from, what kind of renewal the person comes from, what kind of behavior or the claim history the person has. So I think that's something.
Thanks, Nitin. And I think that kind of leads me to ask Rupesh, right? And you've been leading or maybe having a kind of a captain's view of what the enterprise application landscape looks like. So a couple of things which I've always thought about myself as a tech seller is that typically insurance been a very legacy application-driven industry, right? And it's been built on years of trust, foundations, so on and so forth. And now we have this humongous wave of AI being driven. And that's led to a lot of Insurtech providers, right? I mean, companies who build applications on the fly. You got Gen Z millennials trying to just kind of forming companies, vibe coding, all of that. So if I was an insurer tomorrow, Rupesh, right, and what would you advise me? Like, I mean, if I want to embed AI into my DNA, application DNA, your advice would be, what would you advise me? Like, do I kind of start off from a retrofitment standpoint, or how do I kind of ensure that I have an AI-ready model as my organization grows? Just love to hear your views on that.
Sure. Thanks, and good morning, everyone. Just since we are talking about claim, I will just throw one pointer on that, and then I'll move to the main question. When we talk about claims, what do you think, what's the highest or the quickest claim processing time would be in the world?
Can I take a punt?
Yeah, please.
So it's actually okay, just to give a perspective, so it's moved on from months to weeks to days, and now you're talking about seconds.
Correct. So laminate, the highest processing claim speed has been 2 seconds. The cycle was there, it got theft, and there was a camera which got the picture of that, and the claim was processed. So the speed at which we are moving is unprecedented, right? And that's what we go back to the same question, that how this all things gets built, right? Insurance, you rightly said, has been a legacy technology business wherein erstwhile and still, I mean, just to be more precise, it has been called as a push product, right? It's not that something which you can find a demand on the go kind of thing, though the products are changing, the things are changing, but still, it remains to be a push product to a great extent. What matters for such areas on the technology front is, if you want to say this, it's very easy for any technology leader to come and say, I'm going to build a greenfield technology and, give me X budget and I'm going to build it in Y time and you are going to get return in Z as a timeline. Few organizations may have appetite to deal with that. Few organizations may not have. As a technology leader, what's important for all of us is that look at the current situation of the organization and fit the technology within that. And AI brings a really new edge to do that. Now, when we talk about AI, I mean, all of us are sitting over here and everybody talks about AI day in, day out. There are people who talks about AI, gets excited about AI. There are people who are actually using AI, and there are people who are building AI. So I normally classify them under 3 categories. What category you belong to, you really need to understand that. If we talk about AI and enterprise application per se, it does provide you a capability to fit it into legacy applications also and a greenfield application also. It's not necessary now that, gone are those days where you used to have a situation where, you will have to say that, we had a legacy core system, now we need to completely rehaul the entire system and then only we can come back with the AI capability. If that's the thing that we are going to propose, then, the companies would take ages to come to that curve. Now the period is like that you have a plug and play modules, you have models which can be plugged, and you are on the go. And obviously from a business perspective, those are the very much needed aspects. So any company who wants to experiment with AI, and today everybody is experimenting with AI. I don't think there is going to be any company which is not working with AI in any form and shape. Everybody's working, right? What's the most important aspect over here is how well you're bringing AI into your mainstream of the business, right? And also, if you really want to approach AI by fitting into your process, or you want AI to change your process. Because AI is today challenging the processes which used to be there earlier. If, let's say, for example, if I take an example of all the insurance aspects from that, be it distribution, be it claim, be it operations, be it any area, the way in which we used to operate 5 years, 6 years back, the process itself are getting challenged. It's not about fitting AI into those processes. If you do that, you can get 10% edge on the industry. But if you really challenge the process and go with the change of process and get AI-based process, then it's a different game altogether. So that's one aspect. Coming back to the technology side of this, coding is where AI has been a maximum usage of. So if I go by percentage of AI use cases, if you see coding is where maximum usage of AI has been. The next comes are the chatbots, because those are the maximum usage area. And then so on, many areas are there. Coding, when you use AI for coding, one of the most important thing, and I'm sure there are many partners who are sitting there, everybody comes and says, our systems are AI powered. I mean, that's the most used term, our systems are AI powered. Yeah. So what's most important is when you say AI powered, are you having the framework which is really putting the guardrail for AI also? That's the most important thing, because powering a system or calling a system AI powered is not good enough. Were your system being thought as a native to AI, or it's a retrofit within that? Those are the questions which really needs to answer, and there is no standard fit for anything. Based on the situation of the organization, you really need to, fit those solutions into. As I said, the way in which we used to build the things, that has gone completely changed, undergone change. Now the things are, with the AI coding, vibe coding, with the models which are coming. Like, for example, I was just talking with somebody yesterday. We have GPT 5.2 now, and that kind of takes away a lot of issues which were there with 5.1. I'm just giving an example for the thing. Now, these models are coming. Now, you need to be really upgraded and updated with that what's there and what solution it brings on the table. Based on that, the solutions are also changing. So the definition of solutions are also changing. Yeah. So you really need to have business acumen along with the technology understanding so that you can provide this solution is the way to go for that. That's the short answer for the long thing. Yeah.
No, thanks, Rupesh. I mean, extremely insightful, right? And so Deepak, we have spoken about the, let's call it the shiny patina, the AI being the answer to everything nice and jazzy with customer disruption, all of that. Let me just move into something very deeper and darker within the insurance industry, which is in a very positive way, which is that of risk, right? I think, and risk has been the cornerstone of why insurance as an industry got formed in the first place, right? So would you believe, sitting from where you are, right, that AI has probably transformed the way we look at risk, the first point? And secondly, are we making the same decisions faster, or has the risk canvas opened up for multiple other parameters for us to take a look at? So just your view on that, Deepak.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question and always been of much interest to me. So as you rightly said, that the insurance business itself is built on risk intelligence. The better the risk intelligence, the better are the decisions and better will be our underwriting. So if you remember the old days, we can go back just 6 or 7, 8 years before the Corona, or probably before, even go back before 2015. If you see, a policy document issuance took a lot of time, a lot of underwriting, a lot of discussions, when that, what was your earlier NCB, what is that, what was that, and then the policy used to get issued at least in 24 hours. Now, everything is getting faster. People want fast results. They don't have time. No one has time over here to think a lot about insurance. Everyone wants a quick comparison, personalized, as someone said, hyper-personalized products. So this is where AI has come into picture. And, it has helped the actuarial. It has helped us in underwriting. And it helps us in claims also, and that too with churning of huge databases. So personalized products like pay-as-you-go has been a very innovative product. Earlier, you had to take a policy for full 1 year, no matter you are living in India for 2 months or 3 months, you had to pay the premium. So that is something which has, created innovative products. Besides that, churning of underwriting data, fraud detection. So number of frauds, like there is a number which I always talk about. Every one of us sitting in this room must be aware about cyber frauds. So in 2015, there were 2,300 something complaints of cybercrime which were reported to NCRB. Any wild guesses in 2025, what number of cyber complaints would have reached the police department across India? It's over 28 lakhs. And out of these 28 lakh complaints, 55,000 has been converted into FIRs. So from 2,300 to 55,000 to 28 lakhs. That number itself shows that how AI has been helping us in each step of life, not only to us, to the law enforcement agencies. It won't be possible for them also to analyze, because most of them are hoax calls. And there are workable cases, non-workable cases. Similarly, if you go in our claims processes, based on AI, our claims team is now able to decide claims like this, where it used to take days, hours, as rightly said by Rupesh, that in seconds health claims are being processed. So this is the use of AI that is making the insurance company moving in leaps and bounds. But yes, with the same comes a lot of risk, because AI is based on the huge databases and garbage in, garbage out. The moment you make a mistake, you pay heavily. People have to suffer a loss. In the past also, we have seen so many incidences where one error and millions of dollars have been lost. So they remain the challenges. But yes, AI has been helping us, and it is the need of the hour. We have already moved on. Now let's see how we go further. And as I said earlier also, I think someone was talking about identification, fraud identification, using AI. So AI has been there for 6-7 years now, but in the last 2 years, it has moved in leaps and bounds. The fraudsters also have moved further using AI. Now you just use ChatGPT 5.1, 5.2, and you say that create a accidental model of, say, a Kia Seltos with accidental damages on the right side, and you get a nice picture. And you put the color, put the registration number, and you should tell the insurance company that yes, this is my vehicle, it has met with an accident. So, and you have those pictures, you create all the things which are very, very difficult for the risk models to catch. So there comes the human intervention. So it's a mix of AI as well as HI, which is human intelligence, that is taking the companies ahead. Insurance companies, especially the fraud identification departments or the fraud departments, as we said. So they are using a lot of AI. Underwriting is using a lot of AI, but underwriting is not able to, use a lot of AI because they are very tightly bound with the governance. They cannot, you cannot reveal the data. PII is there. Now the new acts are coming up. So here the internal data churning, that has to be 100% accurate, which is not possible manually. So that's how I look at it. So
thanks Deepak. And moving on, Alok, I think I remember this line from, I think it was Sam Altman, right, who said that for every query you post to a model, right, the kind of stress it places on the data center and other resources, right, I think it's about half a spoon of water or something of that sort. It is like for every query that goes. So all of this is very nice. I mean, you got excellent distribution, claims powered by AI, so on and so forth. But unless you've got those applications, right, which are available to be served to your agents or to your last mile delivery points spread across India or wherever it is, right, AI wouldn't be of any use. So if I'm speaking from where you are, right, where do you see AI influencing the so-called boiler room, the action where it happens, the data center, the network, the operations, so on and so forth? Do you see AI really augmenting that sphere of operations, and how so? How has it helped you?
Thank you. So let me take you a few years back. Okay, when at that moment, what used to happen? When we used to get any sort of errors, okay, we used to spend lots of hours, sometimes in a days, okay, to identify where is the root cause. Okay, so to identify the root cause, sometimes it's not the actual root cause. Okay, we try to provide the fixes on our understanding, on the basis on the understanding. Now, how AI is helping us is it will collect all the logs. Okay, it will collect all the logs. It will do the fragmentation, and it will understand where is the actual gap. It will take the past data, then how the issue arises and everything, how the people are using, the kind of errors we are getting. Okay, so AI is going to help us to modernize that. Okay, because if you'll see that today, AWS, Azure, they are already using their auto-scaling features. Auto-scalings are happening and everything is happening, okay? So if AI sit on top of that, okay, so you will be able to get the understanding where you have to put the efforts, okay? And how, and instead of reactive model, you'll go on the proactive and autonomous model, okay? So that will help you to gauge the issues faster and help to resolve them on a faster base, rather than just waiting and just when issue arises and after that you'll start acting on that. And AI will help us to from the legacy operation to the self-healing operation kind of things, okay? Where AI itself see that, you know, what is happening on the performance, how it is being used. If your load is getting highly utilized, then it will shift your load to the different nodes. Okay, so that is the way AI is going to shape the new era of your IT operations.
So I think that kind of brings me to kind of a pool of questions that I have for the panel. Let me begin with Gaurav and yourself, Alok. So you mentioned the human in the loop from a distribution standpoint, right?
Yeah.
So with AI coming, with more augmentation coming, do you believe and this is a very sensitive question, do you believe the agent would see the demise of the agency model itself?
Absolutely not. See, the world is moving to an and philosophy rather than an or philosophy.
That's brilliant. I'll borrow that.
And because there is coexistence, which is very important, and hence organizations and individuals which learn to be with AI will be more successful than without AI. Also, the next wave is going to be on the data moats and the distribution culture. When I talk about hyper-personalization, when I talked about pre-approved sum assureds or maybe agent documentation, the coexistence will provide. See, what does AI brings us? AI brings us the ability to filter, to look at complexities, to look at the data sets, and to provide the direction. But what human brings in? Human brings in trust, personalization, and the relationship, which is core to the business. Just to give you an example, today I have a car, I will go and buy a motor insurance. But if I'm looking at a 5 crore insurance for myself, I would want to speak to somebody. Because, and let's say I have an ailing parent and I want to buy a health insurance for that, for my parent, then I would want somebody to understand my anxiety, not my data. And want to have an understanding very clearly that, yes, this is what I want to get, this is my requirement, and this is what I would want to do. While the costs in the distribution are going to be at the same level, or maybe we will find methods to reduce the cost in distribution, but what AI eventually will do is, will provide better customer experience, better distribution experience, and a better goal for all the agents who work with AI and organizations which work with AI.
And just kind of bouncing the same question back to you, Alok. So would you see that, are we going to see the era of, say, self-healing networks, self-manned data centers, absolutely no human in the loop for IT operations, or you believe that humans would be centric as well, working in conjunction with AI, like what Gaurav was mentioning?
So rightly said by the Gaurav, okay. Okay, see, AI will bring intelligence with you, but human intervention will never go away, okay? Because what AI brings, okay, sometimes that needs to be get verified, okay? What Gaurav said, okay, like he gave the example of the accident, okay, when if we'll give the prompt to the AI, okay, where bring me the picture for any accidental this thing, okay. So if whatever reward we get, okay, so to verify that, we need to have the human, okay. The same way in infra also, whatever information we get from the AI, okay, that needs to be verified once, okay. Sometimes we get the false alert also, okay, that needs to be augmented properly, okay. So rightly said, human along with the intelligence, okay, it will, as he said, okay, HI and AI, both together will fly. No, AI will not replace the human.
Yeah, and a quick, kind of around to three of you. I think Nitin, Abhitosh, and Rupesh heard a lot about coding on the fly, vibe coding. We heard a lot about models, right? Models in India, models outside of India. So this whole aspect of governance, good AI, right? Just want to hear a quick, sound bite from three of you in terms of where do you see the whole ethical AI framework working in tandem with the insurance industry, because this industry is fundamentally trust-driven, right? So just a quick, view on that.
I think it's a very important question, because we talk about AI, we keep on seeing into the social media every day. We use chat GPTs and things, and we keep on asking questions, putting documents. But when it comes to organization, the approach should be really different. I think as we do the IT governance or a cybersecurity governance, there should be a responsible AI framework, what I believe should be there. And before getting into the AI piece to implement into the company, a company should think thorough about what kind of data infrastructure or architecture they will follow, how the AI will talk to that infrastructure, how secured they are. And again, the DPDP guidelines which we have there, we have to keep that in mind. Any sensitive data should not go, and even if it's going, it should remain within the organization. So I think the things which comes in my mind from the AI framework point of view is the first is explainability. So if AI is taking any decision, suppose we were talking about the fraud decisions or any kind of a validations, what the claim is doing. So AI should explain why it has taken that decision. It should maintain those kind of audit trails. So even tomorrow, if regulator asks, or maybe the case will go to ombudsman, or maybe it go to the court, we can explain why the decision has been taken, again, that thing. Second thing is a governance which comes, so any kind of models we implement. So in market, a lot of companies are there who are claiming that they are the AI expert. But again, the question should be there, what kind of governance, what kind of LLM you are using? Just using the open sources, or maybe you are using a specified LLMs based on your data. What kind of learnings should go to the system? So those kind of governance. So before putting any model to a deployment, that should be tested well. I think there should be a bias testing also. Okay, there should not be any bias which is showing into the things. And again, the last but not the least, again, everybody is saying that human intelligence, because AI can handle small kind of cases which are straight through pass kind of things. But for the complex cases, human will always be required. So I think these three layers which comes in my mind.
Quickly, Rupesh and Abhitosh, from your side.
So quickly winding up on a point of AI, as I said, it's a disruption. When computers came and typewriters were there, people used to think that typewriters will still exist. I have a different opinion. Human intervention would be there, but definitely going to get reduced further. Mundane task would be there with AI. Intelligence, feelings, this task, where there's a creativity, there's emotions there. AI is also coming there, by the way, but that still would remain. And answering your point in one simple point is, gone are those days where, we used to have for the same task, there used to be a army of people. AIs are the new org structure, right? You have an org structure wherein the people were used to be there. Now it's an agent which is sitting there. So this is the new way of thinking, new way of working. All of us needs to embrace that and move forward with that. So pretty exciting time ahead. Yeah.
Mr. Rupesh. Abhitosh, yourself?
So you mentioned about the governance structure around AI. What we need to know is that as an industry, we are there for protection. And we are, it's based on trust. We're dealing with data which belongs to customers, and especially when they're under stress. So there has to be a framework and a governance of how are we dealing with that, right? Outright rejecting a claim or a proposal has to be dealt with in a manner where it also stands with the vision and the objective of the organization, and kind of manages the customer expectations in line of that. So a very clear governance structure on how AI or how much AI should be used across each of these functions has to be laid down. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, Abhitosh. And let's do a very quick 30-second across, right? So in each of your respective functions that you're helming, right, where do you see AI transforming in the next 5 years? Insurance, distribution to start with.
So distribution, the whole thought around agent learning, agent delivery, as well as the customer servicing. All the three aspects of distribution will get impacted.
So observability, response, and action.
I think the real-time informed decisions, because we are working in silos, so AI will help to real-time informed decisions with all the system which is happening within the company.
I think it will be, better triggers, more of, data working goes into the system, more machine learning is there, and we get better cases. And as I said, I think Alok has also said, see, we are in an industry where we have to face the courts very often. And in insurance industry, the courts are customer-centric. You cannot go and tell the courts that AI has found that this person has got 6 claims, so we are rejecting a claim. So their human intervention will come into place. They have to go on the field, get the proper evidences, then only, because denying a claim is not an easy task. And going further with the new regulations coming in, it is going to be a real challenge for all of us. So yes, AI has to be there, and the triggers have to be better, the more actuarial models have to be there, so that we get good cases on which working can be done, and the good customer gets benefited as fast as he can, and a bad customer can be kept out as fast we can do that. Thank you.
For me, the world is moving towards a personalized AI assistant for all of us, right? And the way the world is moving across is that the personalized AI assistant will talk to the agentic AIs of the organizations, and they will decide what is the best option available for you depending on all your data, and they will throw up the best possible options, and you just would be, most of the time they will also complete the transaction without even you getting involved in that.
Excellent.
Quickly, so we are at the hype cycle curve of, we are at the peak of the hype cycle of AI as of now. I see next 5 years, the maturity going to be improving further, and we are going to get into the real, realistic approach of using the AI. Everybody is exploring, and that exploration would go for some time. And I think that's going to help all the organizations, all the departments very well. So looking forward to have those good times and continuing with the zeal. That's the point. Yep.
Fantastic, gentlemen. I think it was an awesome session. And before I get pushed off the stage, right, for exceeding my time. I think it's been a very, very thought-provoking to hearing all of you. And I couldn't have asked for a better kickoff in terms of this session. So to sum it up, I think what's very heartening to note is that AI is definitely going to kind of help improve insurance operationally, customer experience-wise, digitally, all across. At the same time, it's going to help insurers weave or mold themselves into customers' behavioral patterns, right? At the same time, placing an onus on ethical AI and policy and governance. So I think the good times will roll, as Rupesh said, and let's be around as partners to rock it as well. Thank you all for your time and attention, and it's been a wonderful session.
Fabulous. What a key expertise and perspective that you all leaders have shared. Can we have a huge round of applause for all of them? For doing the honors of felicitating the entire panel, I'll request Mathangi Sri Ramachandran, co-founder UVerse, to please join us on the stage and felicitate the entire fabulous panel. Can we have a huge round of applause for her, everyone? First and foremost, I'll request Mr. Rupesh Mehta, Senior Vice President, IT, Tata AIA, Life Insurance, to please accept the memento. Can we have both of you on the center stage, please? Well, ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause? Next, I'll request Abhitosh Pandey, Head Digital Business Unit, Zurich Kotak General Insurance, to kindly accept the memento. Thank you, sir, for sharing the key insights. Huge round of applause for him as well. I may now call upon Mr. Deepak, Senior Vice President and National Manager, Fraud Control Unit, Risk Loss Mitigation, HDFC ERGO General Insurance. Thank you, sir, once again for joining us today for a powerful dialogue. Joining us is Mr. Nitin Mandge, Head Claims, Data Analytics and Automation, Tata AIG General Insurance Limited. Can we have a huge round of applause? Once again, thank you so much for briefly sharing your perspective. Next is Mr. Alok Singh, Head IT Infrastructure and CITSO, Ageas Federal Life Insurance. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing a very valuable talks today with us. Next, joining us on the center stage is Gaurav Saxena, Chief Distribution Officer, Bank Assurance. Can we have a huge round of applause? Aditya Birla, Sun Life Insurance. Thank you once again, sir, your expertise and your perspective that we have come across. It was absolutely honor once again to hearing from the leaders. And how could we forget somebody who have set the benchmark of this panel really high? Can we have a huge round of applause for Mr. Krishnanan Menon, Insurance Business Leader, India, Entity India Private Limited. Thank you so much, sir, for actually navigating a great roadmap of this conversation. Thank you so much. I'll request all of you with the mementos to please join us ahead for a group picture. I'll request Mathangi to please join us for the group picture as well. Well, thank you, leaders. What we have heard today from leaders clearly reflecting one powerful reality out here. Leading insurers are working towards AI-powered settlement of majority of insurance claim, making easier for policyholder. But the future of insurance will not only be digital, it will be intelligent, it will be predictive, and it will be customer-focused. Thank you, all the panelists, once again. A huge round of applause for all of them.